Hey everybody, this is Cody. I don't think I've ever mentioned my name, but I just had another one I remembered to mention for a D&D campaign. Something you can throw in one shot, have you, whatever. So this one, I imagine it being a sort of a somewhat isolated town where there's not much reason to go. And for those who do go, they never have been there long enough to ask questions. It's kind of like a low mercantile, but they're self-sufficient, kind of out of the way town. The thing about this town is, for the players, is that they kind of come in and notice that people have an interesting look to death. It's honored in a way of honored sacrifice kind of situation. And so what happens is, when someone in this town, their tradition is, when someone gets old or older or dies of any cause or what have you, they would have a funeral, but a unique one where their body would be paraded down the street with a mask that the family makes or something to commemorate them, or just like something to cover them, and then they are committed to the nobility. There's one noble that's over this town, and his rule is interesting, which I'll explain in a second. But the town will commit their dead relatives to honor them, is their belief system, and in doing so, they give the body up, and then in turn, they know in a day's time that they will be resurrected as a honorable guard for the town to protect them and the rest of the town. So it's like a sacrifice to be a guard of the town. They don't recognize it as undeath. They feel like it is their spirit is put into a suit of armor, and that's sealed so that it doesn't break the spell. And that's the town guard, is actually these completely concealed armored creatures that look humanoid, are completely humanoid. What actually is happening is, there's a noble that used to live there. Either he or she got married, and it turns out that the person they married was very much of evil intent and was trying to, gigolo style, gain nobility to run this town for his evil means. He's either you could do evil sorcerer or necromancer or whatever have you. What he's doing is, when he's tricked the town into believing this system through magic means, or maybe just through regular brainwashing, whatever have you. So when they give him his bodies, he reanimates them as ghouls, and then seals them in this special, it's regular armor, nothing too crazy, but it's completely encases their body. Their arms are obviously much longer than a normal person, but they are basically just seen as guards. And they act and walk and look normal. They don't speak at all. They don't have a way to speak. But they are sealed completely in these masked suits of armor, with only eye slits that you can't see into. Like, you can't see them. Or maybe you could if you tried, but there's just you don't go near them. There's someone ancestor. The town assumes each one is their mother or their father who passed. Like, that's the society's thought, is it doesn't matter. Like, they're all my relative who's now protecting me from outside threats, and which I feel like is pretty interesting. So what happens is, sorry, I'm driving. what happens is the players come in and they recognize that they can potentially recognize this, but the suits can sense good and evil, sense dead, detect undead, all of it, because they're sealed and they're being controlled by a gem of some kind that the mayor has, and they're basically he's getting an army. He's raising an army, and he's farming the dead of this city, and he could be using the souls to become a lich down the road. I mean, there's plenty there, but the players have a decision to make. For one, the people aren't asking for help; they're not in trouble, and if they don't roll or look into it at all, they may not notice themselves. Unless you give them some reason to. But, that's just, that was my thought in general. I hope that someone finds that interesting, maybe expands on it. Let me know in the comments if you see this. And just generally, if you end up using it ever, let me know. But I'm glad to get this thought down. Was there anything else, actually, about that? I feel like there was something missing. Oh no, that's actually its own idea. I'll have to follow this up shortly. Have a good day. Thanks for watching.